The litre. A litre is an SI-accepted metric system unit of volume equal to 1 cubic decimetre, 1,000 cubic centimetres, or 1/1000th of a cubic metre. A cubic decimetre occupies a volume of 10 times 10 times 10 centimetres and is thus equal to 1/1000th of a cubic metre. The original French metric system used the litre as a base unit. The word litre is derived from an older French unit, the litron, whose name came from Greek, where it was a unit of weight, not volume, via Latin, which equaled approximately 0.831 litres. The litre was also used in several subsequent versions of the metric system and is accepted for use with the SI. Although not an official SI unit, the SI unit of volume is a cubic metre. The spelling used by the International Bureau of Weights and Measures is litre, a spelling which is shared by almost all English-speaking countries. The less common spelling of litre is more predominantly used in American English. 1 litre of liquid water has a mass of almost exactly 1 kilogram. Due to the gram being defined in 1795 as 1 cubic centimetre of water at the temperature of melting ice, subsequent redefinitions of the metre and kilogram mean that this relationship is no longer exact. Definition: a litre is defined as a special name for a cubic decimetre at 10 centimetres times 10 centimetres times 10 centimetres. Hence 1L 0.001 cubic meters 1000 cc, and 1 cubic metre is exactly 1000 L. From 1901 to 1964, the litre was defined as the volume of 1 kilogram of pure water at maximum density and standard pressure. The kilogram was in turn specified as the mass of a platinum iridium cylinder held at Chevreuse in France and was intended to be of the same mass as the 1 litre of water referred to above. It was subsequently discovered that the cylinder was around 28 parts per million too large, and thus, during this time, a litre was about 1.00028 cubic decimeters. Additionally, the mass-volume relationship of water depends on temperature, pressure, purity, and isotopic uniformity. In 1964, the definition relating the litre to mass was abandoned in favor of the current one. Although the litre is not an official SI unit, it is accepted by the CGPM for use with the SI. CGPM defines the litre and its acceptable symbols. A litre is equal in volume to the millisievert, an obsolete non-SI metric unit customarily used for dry measure. Explanation: litres are most commonly used for items which are measured by the capacity or size of the container, whereas cubic meters are most commonly used for items measured either by the dimensions of the displacements. The litre is often also used in some calculated measurements, such as density, allowing an easy comparison with the density of water. 1 litre of water has a mass of almost exactly 1 kilogram when measured at its maximal density, which occurs at about 4 degrees Celsius. Similarly, 1 milliliter of water has a mass of about 1 gram. 1,000 liters of water has a mass of about 1,000 kilograms. This relationship holds because the gram was originally defined as the mass of 1 milliliter of water. However, this definition was abandoned in 1799 because the density of water changes with temperature and, very slightly, with pressure. It is now known that density of water also depends on the isotopic ratios of the oxygen and hydrogen atoms in a particular sample. Modern measurements of Vienna standard mean ocean water, which is pure distilled water with an isotopic composition representative of the average of the world's oceans, show it has a density of 6 quintillion 999 1,999,975,000,000 spade suit 0.9999975 plus or minus 6,994,100,000,000 spade suit 0.00001 kilograms L at its point of maximum density under 1 standard atmosphere of pressure. SI prefixes applied to the litre. The litre, though not an official SI unit, may be used with SI prefixes. The most commonly used derived unit is the milliliter, defined as 1/1000th of a litre, and also often referred to by the SI derived unit name, cubic centimetre. It is a commonly used measure, especially in medicine and cooking. Other units may be found in the table below, where the more often used terms are in bold. However, some authorities advise against some of them. For example, in the United States, NIST advocates using the milliliter litre instead of the centiliter. Non-metric conversions. Rough conversions. 1 liter is slightly more than 1 US liquid quart and slightly less than 1 imperial quart or 1 U.S. dry quart. A mnemonic for its volume relative to the imperial pint is: a liter of water is a pint and 3/4. A liter is the volume of a cube with sides of 10 centimeters, which is slightly less than a cube of sides 4 inches. 1 cubic foot would contain exactly 27 such cubes, making 1 cubic foot approximately equal to 27 liters. 1 cubic foot has an exact volume of 28.3168466592 liters, which is within 5% of the 27-liter approximation. A liter of water has a mass almost exactly equal to 1 kilogram. An early definition of the kilogram was set as the mass of 1 liter of water, because volume changes with temperature and pressure uses units of mass. The definition of a kilogram was changed. At standard pressure, 1 liter of water has a mass of 0.999975 kilograms at 4 degrees Celsius and 0.997 kilograms at 25 degrees Celsius. Symbol. Originally, the only symbol for the liter was L, following the SI convention that only those unit symbols that abbreviate the name of a person start with a capital letter. In many English-speaking countries, however, the most common shape of a handwritten Arabic digit 1 is just a vertical stroke, that is, it lacks the upstroke added in many other cultures. Therefore, the digit 1 may easily be confused with the letter L. Further, on some typewriters, particularly older ones, the unshifted L key had to be used to type the numeral 1. Even in some computer typefaces, the two characters are barely distinguishable. This caused some concern, especially in the medical community. As a result, L was adopted as an alternative symbol for liter in 1979. The United States National Institute of Standards and Technology now recommends the use of the uppercase letter L, a practice that is also widely followed in Canada and Australia. In these countries, the symbol L is also used with prefixes, as in ML and μL, instead of the traditional ML and μL used in Europe. In the UK and Ireland as well as the rest of Europe, lowercase l is used with prefixes, though whole liters are often written in full. In 1990, the CIPM stated that it was still too early to choose a single symbol for the liter. Prior to 1979, the symbol came into common use in some countries. For example, it was recommended by South African Bureau of Standards publication M33 and Canada in the 1970s. This symbol can still be encountered occasionally in some English-speaking and European countries like Germany, and its use is ubiquitous in Japan and South Korea. Fonts covering the CJK characters usually include not only the script small but also 4 pre-composed characters, and for the microliter, milliliter, deciliter and kiloliter, Such usage in printed works is in conflict with the recommendations published by the BIPM on the advice of the major international standards organizations, who state in the SI brochure that unit symbols should be printed in Roman type regardless of the type used in the surrounding text. History. The first name of the litre was cadle. Standards are shown at the Musée des Arts et Métiers in Paris. The litre was introduced in France in 1795 as one of the new republican units of measurement and defined as 1 cubic decimetre. 1 litre of liquid water has a mass of almost exactly 1 kilogram. Due to the gram being defined in 1795 as 1 cubic centimetre of water at the temperature of melting ice, the original decimeter length was 44.344 lines, which was revised in 1798 to 44.3296 lines. This made the original litre 7,100,097,400,000,000 spade suit 1.000974 of today's cubic decimeter. It was against this litre that the kilogram was constructed. In 1879, the CIPM adopted the definition of the litre with the symbol L. In 1901, at the third CGPM conference, the litre was redefined as the space occupied by 1 kilogram of pure water at the temperature of its maximum density under a pressure of 1 atmosphere. This made the litre equal to about 6,997,100,000,000,2,800,000,000 spade suit 1.00028 cubic decimeters. In 1964, at the 12th CGPM conference, the original definition was reverted to, and thus the litre was once again defined in exact relation to the metre, as another name for the cubic decimeter, that is, exactly 1 cubic decimeter. In 1979, at the 16th CGPM conference, the alternative symbol L was adopted. It also expressed a preference that in the future only one of these two symbols should be retained, but in 1990 said it was still too early to do so. Colloquial and practical usage. In spoken English, the symbol ml is often pronounced as mil, which is potentially confusing as this could also be interpreted as millimeter, a unit of length equal to 1/1000th of a meter. Thousandth of an inch, mil, a Scandinavian unit of length equal to 10 kilometers. Angular mil, unit of angular measurement. Generally, these various meanings do not create confusion because the context is usually sufficient, one being a volume, the others linear or angular measurement. The abbreviation cc is a unit of the CGS system that preceded the MKS system that later evolved into the SI system. The abbreviation cc is still commonly used in many fields, including medical dosage and sizing for small combustion engine displacement, such as those used in motorcycles. The microliter has been known in the past as the lambda, but this usage is now discouraged. In the SI system, use of prefixes for powers of 1000 is preferred and all other multiples discouraged. However, in countries where the metric system was established well before the adoption of the SI standard, other multiples were already established. The use remains common. In particular, use of the centi, deci, deca and hecto prefixes are still common. For example, in many European countries, the hectoliter is the typical unit for production and export volumes of beverages and for measuring the size of the catch and quotas for fishing. Birds' deciliters are common in Switzerland and Scandinavia and sometimes found in cookbooks. Centiliters indicate the capacity of drinking glasses. and of small bottles. In colloquial Dutch in Belgium, a vijf en twintiger and a 23 are the common beer glasses. The corresponding bottles mention 25 centiliters or 33 centiliters. Bottles may also be 75 centiliters, a half size, at 37.5 centiliters for artisanal brewers, or 70 centiliters for wines or spirits. Cans come in 25 centiliters, 33 centiliters and 50 centiliters, aka 0.5 L. In countries where the metric system was adopted as the official measuring system after the SI standard was established, common usage more closely follow contemporary SI conventions. For example, in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, consumer beverages are labeled almost exclusively using liters and milliliters. Hectoliters sometimes appear in industry, but centiliters and deciliters are rarely, if ever, used. Larger volumes are usually given in cubic meters, or thousands or millions of cubic meters, although kiloliters, megaliters, and gigaliters are commonly used for measuring water consumption, reservoir capacities, and river flows. For larger volumes of fluids, such as annual consumption of tap water, lorry tanks, or swimming pools, the cubic meter is the general unit. It is also generally for all volumes of a non-liquid nature. Usages to indicate capacity. Fields where the liter and milliliter are used as a measurement for non-liquid volumes, where the capacity of the container is indicated, include solid items that can be poured and are measured by the containers. Car boot, trunk size, rucksacks and climbing packs, computer cases, microwave ovens, refrigerators, bins, engine displacement, bibliography. Bureau International des measures. The International System of Units. Retrieved 18 August 2008. Bureau International des measures. The International System of Units. Table 6. Retrieved 24 August 2008. National Institute of Standards and Technology. Appendix C. General Tables of Units of Measurement. NIST Handbook 44. Specifications, tolerances, and other technical requirements for weighing and measuring devices. National Institute of Standards and Technology. Retrieved 9 October 2006. National Institute of Standards and Technology. The NIST reference on constants, units, and uncertainty. International System of Units. Note on SI units. Retrieved 24 August 2008. Recommending uppercase letter L. Retrieved 24 August 2008. Taylor, B.N. and Thompson, A. The International System of Units. United States version of the English text of the 8th edition of the International Bureau of Weights and Measures publication Le Système International D. unit.The. Gaithersburg, M.D. National Institute of Standards and Technology. Retrieved 18 August 2008. Taylor, B.N. and Thompson, A. Guide for the Use of the International System of Units. Gaithersburg, M.D. National Institute of Standards and Technology. Retrieved 23 August 2008. Turner, J. Interpretation of the International System of Units for the United States. Federal Register Volume 73, Number 96, p. 28432-3. UK National Physical Laboratory. Internationally recognized non-SI units.